Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's kind of funny that I'm doing an update video on my putting because that is definitely the one part of the game that I've been working on the hardest, but it's also the one part of my game that when I'm out there playing, sucks the most. When I'm in the garage, I'm really close to 100% from 25 feet. I drop down to about 90% from 27 feet, and yet when I get out on the course, I'm battling. I don't know what it is. I short arm things. I think part of it is just I need to be outside throwing. But the reason for this video, the main thing I want to talk about, I saw a post today on the discussion channel from a guy named Troy, who asked a fantastic question. Troy is 48 years old, and when he putts for a long time practicing, if I understand it correctly, he winds up walking like this. I don't know if you can see my whole body or not. He talks about being hunched over. I know for me, it goes this way. I'm not a chiropractor, but I've spent a lot of money in the past 6 months going to chiropractors to figure out exactly what's going on. What I've come to find out is when I'm throwing 500, 600, 700 putts a day, that's a lot of work on those hips. People don't realize how much it's affecting the hips. The iliosacral joint, where your hip bone meets your backbone, that joint will actually wind up in a wrench, and your hips wind up offset. If you've got a good bone cruncher for a chiropractor, that's the one where they basically take your knee, pull it up like this, sit on you, twist you around sideways, and they can snap it right back in. A good thing you can do at home to try and give yourself some relief if you're having that issue is tighten your butt muscles as tight as you possibly can, and then basically try and rotate your hips up and down without moving your spine. So you crunch your butt muscles as tight as you can, and then basically just try and lift that hip, and then lift the other hip, and occasionally you can get it to pop on your own. But chiropractor can put it right back in for you. The other one that I had problems with was, and I found it odd, that when putting right-handed, I find my target, I putt, I throw 300 putts, and somewhere right in this area, right below that shoulder blade, I get one that goes out right there. Again, not a chiropractor, but I paid one a lot of money to tell me that, dude, you're not a kid anymore, you gotta stretch. I used to go out and play softball, do all kinds of stuff, and I could go all day long, never stretch, never have an issue. Now, I've got to stretch before I throw putts. Good stretches, kind of like where he's going to pop your back, laying on the ground, just taking one knee, twisting it across the other side, and then going back the other way. If you're out in the field, or say you're at a woods course, if you can find a stump or a bench, grab a bench, put your foot up on the bench, just give it a stretch this direction. Just let it stretch out. Stretch this whole area down here, down low. That's pretty key for trying to get that lower core loosened up. The other thing is that will actually make a difference on your drives as well, because you'll loosen that lower back up. I see Eagle McMahon do this one, where he takes his disc and holds it and goes around his head like this. I have found that motion will eliminate the one that goes out below my shoulder blade. For me, it's just hard to make myself do it. But those are two huge keys that I have found. Making sure that I'm stretching, and also I'm no longer throwing 12,000 putts a month. I said in my last video, in December I threw 12,000 putts. In January I cut way back. I've gotten to where I'm only coming out to the garage. I'm trying to come out 3-4 days a week, and then I only putt for about 10 or 15 minutes at a time. The very biggest thing that I'm finding as far as fixing my putts, and I think part of what's happening to me on the course, is when I'm in the garage, I focus, I come straight down, I go straight at my target. So if the basket, I'm actually sitting on top of the basket right now, if I'm seeing the top of the basket, and then I pull down and I release straight out, and then I freeze at the end. Hold that hand out like you're shaking hands with the basket or whatever, freeze at the end, and hold it until that disc is still in the basket. Then when I get out to the course, I find myself doing more just kind of a little like that, and I don't hold that hand out. My form is completely different. I don't know if I just stress out because I'm around friends or what the heck, but that's where I'm at with my putting right now. Like I said, I feel like I'm killing it in the garage. I've yet to been able to put it to work on the course. I think part of it is I just need to get out to the course and throw a bunch more putts outside. Inside I've got the ceiling that shows me how high I'm throwing. You get outside and 15 feet looks like 12 feet. It's weird. And then I throw and I short arm it and I hit the basket a lot. So I think one key is getting outside. Second key is making sure that you're freezing at the end and continuing to work that and then carrying that through when you're actually playing around, not just doing it in practice. So again, I'm only an 860 rated player. The purpose of these videos is to help people who are in the same position that I'm in. If you're a higher ranked player, you're probably watching this video thinking that guy's an idiot. I'm all right with that. If I can give, if somebody else who is also a mid 800 level player picks up on one tip and they're able to become a 900 player and go out there and start putting some runs on some tournaments, then I've been successful here. So I'm going to continue to work on my putts. I'm going to continue to freeze at the end, holding that shot. Another thing that I have found, and I'm going to grab the camera for this one. This is just a personal thing, but on this basket, I can see this point from where I'm putting. So when I come back here, we're going to come back here to 21 feet, okay? And I can see that black knob on the basket. My goal, I'm going to hold the camera right at eye level, is to come straight down, come right back up, and at the halfway point, I want to be able to see that cap. Okay? Now, lesson there is don't try and putt with the camera in your hand. That's ridiculous. Everything is off. Anyway, I see the cap. At the halfway point, I try and get the disc to where I can see the cap under it. That's what I'm doing for aiming and giving myself that consistent target. If anybody else has any other suggestions, thoughts, ideas, absolutely put them in the comment section. Let me know. I do not have this perfected. Part of why I like to try and teach is because I believe that you become a better student by becoming a better by teaching. And if I'm saying something wrong and somebody comments on it, something that I can pick up and I can improve, then I can help spread the word through through YouTube, through the Facebook pages, whatever else. My goal is just to, one, improve my own scores and become a better disc golfer, but two, anybody that I can help along the way, I'm more than willing to try and help out where I can. Again, I'm an 860 rated player. If you're a 950 rated player and you think this is crap, feel free to put in the comment section, this is crap. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'll gladly take advice. At the same time, if you feel like I'm on the right path, feel free to do that as well. If you like these videos and you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button so that I can see that what I'm doing, people are enjoying and getting something from. Other than that, get outside, throw around, and don't forget, recreating is cheaper than therapy.